Welcome back to our mermaid series. Today we're going to make mermaid tail blankets. You can easily adjust our project to create a shark tail or other fish tail blanket by changing your fabric color or the shape of the fin. Let's get started. For the fabric, you will need approximately 1.5 yards for the tail and 1 yard for the fin. You can use all solids or you can mix and match prints and solids. Here are a few of the options I'll be using today: cotton, minky, and flannel. First, we'll cut the body of the tail. For an adult tail, cut 25 inches across for the width and 37 inches down for the length. Cut 2. For the child size, you'll cut 20 inches across for the width and 27 inches down for the length. You'll also cut 2 for this one. Here's my flannel laid flat, and as you can see, it's folded over, so I only have to cut one time to have my 2 shape. For our example today, I'll be doing the adult size tail. So I'm doing the width measurements right now and marking it at 25 inches. Now I've moved my measuring tape to the length and I'm going to mark at 37 inches. After you cut out your 25 by 37 inch rectangle, it should look something like this. For the next part, we're going to create the taper for the bottom of our tail. For the adult, we're going to do 10 inches up on either side, and we're going to measure 5 inches in on either side at the bottom. For the child size, we'll measure 8 inches up on either side and 4 inches in on the bottom. Now we'll create the taper for our mermaid tail. At the bottom, on the 25 inch side, you'll mark 5 inches in. You'll do the same for the opposite side. Now take your ruler and place it on the side and measure up 10 inches and make a mark. You'll do this for the other side as well. You'll place your ruler, measure up 10 inches, and make a mark. Now take your ruler and lay it across both dots. You'll connect both dots with a line. Now you'll do the same to the other side. Now take a pair of scissors and cut along the line on either side. Let's move on to our fin. I'm going to fold my fabric over twice, so I only have to cut one time. Now we're going to measure 7.5 inches over from our folded side. Now we're going to measure 23 inches down the side and place a pin or make a small mark. Now take your tape measure and place it at the bottom on the 23 inch mark. Place a pin 15 inches over from the fold. Now take a marker and start at the top at our 7.5 inch mark. Bring it down in a soft curve of a fin shape. Now we're going to make the shape for the bottom of our fin. I'm just going to do a slow curve and gradually bring it up. You don't want anything too fancy because you want it to be easy to sew. I'm going to take my scissors and cut out the shape. Now let's unfold our fabric and take a look. This part is optional. If you would like a waistband for a more finished look, cut 2 strips that are 25 inches long and 3 inches wide. Lay your strip with the right side facing down and pin your strip along the top. You'll do this process for both pieces of fabric. Once you're done pinning, sew the strips in place. You'll want to use about a 1 inch seam allowance. Now turn your fabric up and then flip it over. Now you'll fold your fabric strip over halfway, and then halfway again so that it covers the fleece. Pin it in place as you go, and then sew it in place. It should look like this when you're done pinning. Now we'll take it to the sewing machine. This is what the waistband hem should look like when you're finished. Now we're going to attach the fin to our tail body. So take your tail, place it at the bottom with the pretty side facing up, and now take it and flip it over so that the print is face down. And then you'll pin it in place. Let's take it to the sewing machine and sew it in place. You'll repeat the process with the other tail, and this is what it looks like after you have it sewn. After both halves are sewn together, lay the first one flat on the floor. Now place the other tail on top, right sides together. Now it's time to pin the fabric in place. Pin around the entire tail except for the top. After your tail is pinned in place, it's time to sew. Once you're done sewing, make sure all the pins are removed and then turn your tail right side out. Now your mermaid tail is ready to enjoy!